primary and most important role of government is the protection of the public's safety. It is the protection of people from very, very bad people who would take their life, brutally assault them, take their property, and otherwise commit crimes against them. That is our first and foremost responsibility in this legislature, in this state government. And what we have today that is being characterized as a problem with prison populations is just not correct. And what we have today that is further being characterized as a problem with our criminal justice system is absolutely not correct. And I and my colleagues could not disagree more vehemently. What we have today, and I will explain this in detail, is we have the failure with this measure to take on increasing costs of an agency, a bureaucracy that have been foisted on it by the courts and by inefficiencies and lack of attention. But it is not because of an increase in prisoner population. We do not have that problem. Since 1999, the prison population was 162,000 prisoners. Today, with 5 million more Californians, the population is 162,000 prisoners, but we are spending billions more on that system. That is a financial management problem, not a prison population problem. Your remedy is to let bad people go and take away people's liberty, life, and their property. You are saying with this measure that we need to change the criminal justice system because it's not working. Let me be very clear. In 1993, we had almost 400,000 cases of violent crime every year in this state, with a whole lot less people. And what did we have passed since then? Because of this body in the 1980s and the early 1990s refusing to act on skyrocketing cases of violent crime, the people took in their own hands and passed 3 strikes, determinate sentencing, truth in sentencing law, 10-20 life. They took criminal justice into their own hands, and what happened? In 1994, it started dropping, and what was it last year? Less than 200,000 cases. Less than 200,000 cases of violent crime, with the same number of prisoners and many millions more Californians. Almost cut in half. So tell me that that is a criminal justice system that is not working. That's a prison system that needs adjustment, not a criminal justice system. And you cannot say you are not making tremendous changes to that when you're talking about changing those criminal laws in order to let people out early, in order to change what is a felony to a misdemeanor, in order to change vehicle theft to it's okay to take it, it's only a misdemeanor if it's worth less than $2,500, and to give good time credits for doing nothing but showing up in your cell. This is an exploitation of a fiscal problem for an agenda that you have wanted to do, but the people have taken away from you time and time again at the ballot box because they have the power of initiative. So today, we have put on the table many proposals that would save much more than the $1.2 billion. Throughout this process, we have proposed changes that would not let people go, that would not change our criminal justice system, that would put savings back into the system. They have not been incorporated in this proposal. Today, we attempted to amend what is before us, a terrible proposal, and you rejected every one of those amendments. Tell me, if this is a fiscal crisis and the resolution of a fiscal crisis, why is there a sentencing commission in there that takes the legislative authority duly granted to an elected body by the people and gives it to something extra governmental, something completely outside of the power of the people to change, and then winks and says, you know what, We can reject those recommendations if we want to, but if they choose to lower the type of sentences that have made this state safer than it has been since the 1950s, those will have the force of law, without one elected member of the legislature ever voting to change that sentence. And then you have the gall to put a felon on there to advise people. I wonder what they're going to recommend. This is the exploitation of a fiscal problem in order to achieve a liberal agenda that the people have taken away from you. You have rejected real savings that Republicans have offered in order to accomplish that exploitation, and it should be rejected.